it's Judy Klock at Stampin' with Crafty Klock. Thanks so much for stopping by my YouTube channel to check out my latest video. I hope that you like what I have in store for you. Ready? Let's go. Hey Stampers, Judy Klock here at Stampin' with Crafty Klock. I hope everybody had a good week. I am here today and I'm going to be sharing with you one of the new products from the January to June mini catalog. I can't show you the inside of the catalog yet, I can just show you the cover. But I can tell you that the suite we're going to be working with is featured right on the cover of the new catalog. If you haven't gotten the catalog and you're not working with the Demonstrator, please go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll make sure to get one out to you. It's the new January to June mini catalog and also the celebration catalog. So if you don't have a demo that you're working with, I'll be happy to get you a copy. So we are going to be working with what's called the Fine Arts Suite, and it features the Art Gallery stamp set, which is a great combination of some really pretty floral images and some lovely sentiments to cover a variety of occasions. It also comes with this great embossing folder. Look at that. Isn't that just luscious looking? It looks like real oil, like oil painting. You know, when you do an oil painting in that nice, thick, like painted look. It's got the fine art ribbon, which is like has flecks of gold woven into it. I love that. It also comes with the dies, so you can cut out some of the floral images, and you can also cut out the Just Wanted to Say, and we're going to be working with this one tonight. It comes with, oh, give me 1 second. It comes with this great gold leafing, which as you can see, I've already opened it, and it's, once you open it, there's no going back. You're not going to be able to put it back in the box. So I've just got like an old like plastic shoebox that I'm using now for it, because once you take it out, it just kind of expands. So hey Deb, how are you? And it also comes with this gorgeous designer series paper. Look at this. Again, it has that great oil painting look and feel to it. And again, all of our designer series paper is double-sided. I love it. Again, it's got the great image side and then a, you know, more of a solid side. Look at these gorgeous colors. I can tell you what goes with this in 1 second. I know Pool Party for sure, Poppy Parade, Petal Pink, Mossy Meadow, Flirty Flamingo. This is the one we're going to be working with tonight. And then it also comes with, let me show you the back, and then it also comes with these great gilded pages. And what's really neat about these is that you can lay them over the printed pages, and the gold lines up with the images on the designer series paper. There's that one. There's this one. So when you cut it, you can cut it together and you can use the designer series paper and the gold, like the, what I want to call like the gold gilded paper right over it. How gorgeous is this? All right, so without any further ado, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Oh, and it also comes with the heat and stick powder, which we're going to use to make our gold leafing adhere to our card fronts. We're going to do 2 cards. We're going to do something that's, it is simple stamping, because we're just going to stamp our flowers in a couple of different colors, and then we're going to stamp the overlay in Versamark and add our gold leafing. And then we also have this cute little one here, which is, this is really just that designer series paper with that gold overlay, our die cuts, and then inside it's just a very simple happy birthday. Now, because our designer series paper is 12 by 12, when you cut this to like 4 by 5 1/4, you've got like that little extra 3/4 of an inch. So how cute is that? To just add that to the inside of your card, so you're not wasting that little one, because it is so pretty and it just makes the inside of your card kind of pop. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to work on this one first. And remember to go ahead and leave a comment or a like or a heart to be entered in for a chance to win the cards that we're going to make tonight. We're going to start with Poppy Parade. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and I've cut my designer series paper and my gold overlay sheet to 4 by 5 1/4. And then again, I just took that little extra 3/4 of an inch and I'm going to put that on the inside. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this with Happy Birthday, and I'm going to stamp that in Mossy Meadow. And pay attention to how you're stamping, whether you're doing it in portrait or landscape, because when I did my Christmas cards, I stamped the outside in landscape and I stamped the inside in portrait. So yeah, and I wasn't even drinking wine that night. Hey Natalie, how you doing today? I see you got a lot of snow. We got quite a bit of snow too out here. So I'm just going to stamp Happy Birthday. A real simple Happy Birthday. Then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take that little extra 3/4 of an inch and I'm going to put down my designer series paper first. And I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. I really do like the Plus because it really holds, but man, it is not forgiving at all if you make a mistake. As I learned the hard way today. Okay, so we've got that little piece there. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to put this little overlay right over it. And I'm just going to use some glue dots. I'm going to use probably about 3 glue dots, which I had. I don't know where I put them. But here we go. So I'm just going to put 3 little glue dots. And these, this set is what I will be using for my January class to go. So if you are at all interested, you're going to have to sign up. I'm going to have the sign up out pretty soon. And you'll want to go ahead and as soon as you can order this set on January 5th, you're going to want to go, excuse me, go ahead and order it so that you'll be ready for class. My classes are always on the 3rd Sunday of the month from 2 to 4. And they're all virtual. They're by Zoom, so you don't even have to change out of your PJs. All right, so now we're ready to go ahead and put this on the inside. I'm just going to go ahead. Is everybody ready for the holidays? Can you believe Christmas Eve is 1 week from today? Yikes. I don't know if I'm ready. I have to wrap. I think I'm ready. I think I have everything. I'm just waiting on a couple more packages from Kohl's. But I think I have everything I need. I just have to wrap now. Okay, so now we've got our inside done. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay down my designer series paper right on the front. And there's, as you can see, there's really very little stamping in this because we're going to let the pretty paper do all the heavy lifting on this card. So I'm just going to add this. Okay, and again, I'm just going to eyeball how it goes on there. And again, I'm going to take that and I'm just going to put some glue dots, probably like at each corner and maybe one in the center on the top and bottom because it is kind of a big piece. But you don't need a lot of adhesive on here. It's all good. So this is the fun part about being a demo, is getting to pre-order and play with all of the new stuff before it's available. So, and that's on top of our discount. So yeah, I do like that little perk of being a demo. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? All right, we're gonna lay that down there. Okay, there we have that. That's done. Okay, hey Mary, how are you today? Now I'm gonna take, I have some Mossy Meadow cardstock. And I've got that Just Want to Say. And I'm going to take the brand new Stamp Cut and Emboss Mini. Yes, it's available for demos to pre-order. And of course, you know I couldn't wait to get it. So I mean, look, how cute is this? A, it's really cute. B, it's really portable. And see, when I'm going on an RV trip, I could take this instead of my great big Stampin' Cut and Emboss and be able to still work on my cards and have a lot less stuff that I have to pack, because this is just so cute and so tiny. There we go. We're just going to roll it on through. Okay. Okay, now they're going to be all separate words. They're not going to come out as just like, you know, all attached. So I have to be careful, because sometimes I lose that little dot for the I in the J. Okay. Just want, to say, how cute is this? Okay, and of course it's going to say on the inside, it says happy birthday. So the outside is going to say, just want to say, and then inside it says happy birthday. So I'm going to take off my my liquid glue, and of course I've pulled out my silicone mat because I don't want it to stick to anything. And I'm just going to put like a really light line of glue. You don't need much because this will really hold well with the liquid glue. Kind of gone through a couple of bottles of this holiday season with all the packaging I've been making. Okay, so now we're just going to, there we go. What was that? You like that it cuts most of the dies? Yeah, it really does cut most of the dies. I mean, there are, you know, a few bigger ones like the Blossoms in Bloom. It's not going to cut that, but, you know, for what we want to do, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So it'll be available for customer purchase on January 5th. And it's half the price of our big machine, so it's well worth it. If you're just, you know, kind of getting started and you're not sure if you want to get a machine, then you can get the mini. But I'm going to tell you that if you are starting out, at some point you are going to want a die cutting machine. I literally have 5. I have an electric one. I have the 2 from Stampin' Up. I have like one that will cut like an 8.5 inch wide piece of paper. And I have like an electronic brother scan and cut. Because, you know, it's always good to have the right tools for the right job. Just want. Okay. There you go. To say. I'm just going to put that on there. All right. All right. To say. Ack. No, don't stick to my fingers. Stick to the card. There we go. And you got, if you don't have the silicone mat in your craft stash, this is something you definitely need to have. It's great, especially when you're working with like this liquid glue, because stuff doesn't adhere to it, and it just makes it so much easier when you're working with liquid glue. Just want to say, and folks, that's it. That was literally the first card. So we're done. I just want to make sure, you might want to just kind of make sure that stays down. But you want to say, just want to say, happy birthday. But how gorgeous is that? The pretty paper is doing all the heavy lifting on this card. We've just added a couple of embellishments with that die cut. And there you have that one. My daughter and I were just watching My Big Fat Greek Wedding the other day. So as the father would say, there you go. All right. And that reference is totally lost if you have never seen that movie, but it's a funny movie. All right. So next we're going to work on our thank you card. This is So Saffron. Again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to put the inside sheet inside. I'm going to leave it blank because I've designed this one as a thank you card. And I know that sometimes, you know, I know I like to kind of write my own thing in my thank you cards. So I like them when they're blank. But you could, of course, stamp something in there. It's totally your call. As I always like to say, these are your cards. And you can design them and create them however you want them. All right. I'm going to put that in there. Now I'm going to go ahead. This is Pool Party, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm going to layer that on, because we don't need to do anything with this one. until we're just going to layer that piece of Whisper White over it after we've kind of stamped all of our flowers and sentiments. All right, I'm going to move that off to the side just for a minute. I'm going to pull in another piece of Whisper White, and this one is this is 3 3/4 by 5, so it's a little bit shorter, so that a little bit of that pool party will peek out. Now, before I stamp the flowers, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp my thank you in the bottom right. And the reason I'm doing that now is because I want to make sure that that I can have, I can do my flowers around it. If I put the flowers in the wrong spot and I don't leave room for my sentiment, I can't necessarily go back. So I want to stamp that first. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Okay, so now I'm going to take the big flower stamp. I'm going to stamp on a couple of these. And again, some of these will be stamped on and some will be stamped off. And I really should have another piece of paper under there. I don't have any scrap paper over here. Okay. I'm just going to stamp one there. Okay, maybe another one here. And I'm stamping these in Pool Party. Okay. Now, let me clean this real quick because I'm going to stamp some in Petal Pink and some in So Saffron. All right. I just like the way these colors kind of worked together. I thought they were pretty. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp one more flower right on the bottom left in So Saffron. Just clean this. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we've got all of our flowers stamped. Now I'm going to come in with what I call like the fill-in flower. It's this is sort of the whole flower, and this is more of like an outline. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to stamp this in Versamark. Let me just make sure I have all the pieces that I need because this will have to go quickly then. Okay. So I'm going to stamp this in Versamark and I'm going to line it up. Am I holding this the right way? I think maybe I'm not holding it the right way. No, I was holding it the right way. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to stamp that over each of these flowers. And then I'm going to add some heat and stick powder. And then we're going to heat it up, obviously, as the name implies. When you heat it up, it becomes sticky. So let me move this out of the way. Okay, I've got my little bin here. I've got my heat and stick powder. Okay, we'll put that back in the jar later. These little trays are great when you're doing like heat embossing because everything goes in there and then you can put it back in. It's got like a little funnel at the end. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to turn on my heat tool. I just want to grab my tweezers. Okay. All right. So I'm going to heat this up with my heat tool. So it's going to get a little bit loud. So just bear with me for a minute because we want to get this nice and sticky. And you can see it'll start to sort of turn a little glossy as it's getting sticky or shiny. It looks a little bit shiny. So that's how you know it's been activated. When it is shiny, then you know that it's sticky or tacky. And then we can work with our gold leaf. It's so much fun to work with the gold leaf. I'm not even gonna lie. I had so much fun playing with it yesterday. I mean, it makes a mess. It's makes a big mess, but it's contained. It's contained in my little plastic container. Okay. Woohoo. Working quickly. Look at that. And I am just going to literally bury this in this gold leaf. Just gonna make sure I kind of get it all on there. Let me take off this for a minute. A lot of static with this. Okay. All right, now obviously we want to get some of these larger chunks both off the card and off my fingers. So I'm going to take one of my little sponges and just kind of gently dab. So you gotta kind of stick it on there really good so that it sticks onto that sticky heat powder. Okay. Okay. All right. And then you just want to get off some of the bigger pieces. And that's kind of what I use my little sponge for, to just kind of get off some of those bigger pieces. Okay. So now you can see it doesn't stick the same everywhere. It's a little bit stickier in other parts, but you're still getting some of that great gold leafing kind of all over the card. Okay. All right, I don't want to do too much because I don't want to. And then I'm just gently, very gently, just trying to take off some of the bigger pieces of the gold leaf. I'm just going to leave whatever sticks onto that heat and stick powder. Okay. I'm going to bring back just a little tiny, I've got just a little tiny brush here to get some of these smaller specks off. And you're just going to play with it. But you see what I mean? Like once you take it out of that jar, it's not going back in. There's no way it's going back in. So before you open it, just make sure you have a big shoebox or some kind of container where you can put it in and let it spread out to its heart's content and just have fun with it. Okay? And we'll get more of that off later. I'm going to move that off to the side for right now. And now we're ready to put this, let me just close up this one. All right, now we're ready to put this onto our card front. I'm just going to take my tape runner and I am just going to put it down. All right. So that, sorry, I seem to have this like dry cough tonight. My apologies. So we seem to have this, the gold leafing. I like it. You know, it's not everybody's cup of tea. I get that, but I like it. I thought this suite was really pretty. I think there's a lot you can do with it, especially with that gorgeous designer series paper. So I hope that when you get your catalog, you'll look through it and you'll really take a good look at the Fine Art Gallery suite of products. I think you'll like it. All right, everyone, that's it for me. I will not be here next week. It's Christmas Eve, so I'm going to take the night off. I'd like to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas. I will be back on New Year's Eve just for a little bit, but we're taking Christmas Eve off. Have a very good holiday, everyone. I will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye now.